guys and gals, what's going on? Misan here, and today I'm going to be talking about the new film that came out last week, A Quiet Place, directed by none other than John Krasinski, starring Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, and also Millicent Simmons playing their daughter, and Noah June playing their son. So, A Quiet Place is a horror film that recently came out, and I saw it last night, and I have to say, it was a great movie. I thought it was going to be good just based off the fact that it got amazing views. A 96% of Rotten Tomatoes, so, they are going for it. And this is the third feature film that John Krasinski actually directed. He did one about David Foster Wallace, and another about well, not about, but it's called The Haulers. This is the first one he did that's really gotten a lot of critical acclaim and financial success. The budget was $17 million and has already made $85.4 million. Actually, I'm going to check right now if it did, in fact, reach the number one spot at Boston. I did not check that this weekend. I mean, it's very possible. I think it probably did. And it did. Yes, it made $50 million this weekend, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, John Krasinski is now really officially arrived as a mainstream director, which is phenomenal. So, what makes A Quiet Place good? First, I'll just talk about what it's about. So, in the year 2020, most of Earth's human population has been wiped out by a race of sightless creatures. Oh, I'm sorry, one second, guys. Sorry, well, sightless creatures with incredible hearing ability, which they use to hunt their prey with pinpoint accuracy. The Abbott family, husband, Lee, wife, Evelyn, deaf daughter Regan, sons Marcus and Bo scavenge for supplies while communicating non-verbally through American Sign Language. Lee relieves Bo of a toy, of a space toy that is, space toy shuttle, warning him that its noise could attract the creatures. However, Regan returns the toy to Bo. On their way home, Bo turns the toy on and attracts one of the creatures, resulting in his death. So a year later, the family is now they're living on a farm now, and Evelyn is in the final stages of pregnancy. Lee repairs Regan's implant, but the device fails to restore her hearing. Regan, still struggling with the guilt of her brother's death, becomes bitter and tells her father to stop trying to help her with her deafness. Later, Lee takes Marcus to a nearby river to teach him to fish, despite Regan begging to go instead. Dejected, she goes off on her own to visit Bo's grave and stays there until nightfall. And I'm getting more into spoiler territory here, so I won't continue to maybe slight spoilers here, but I'll try not to really go too deeply into what the film's about, or plot points anyway. But this is an interesting film because it's hard to say. Like, I don't really find horror movies super scary in the sense where I'm like, ah! And stuff like that, but it was actually kind of scary. There were actually moments you're like, oh shit. It actually felt like a legitimate horror film. And there were some great emotional moments. There were some scenes where you're like, damn. You know what I mean? Just really, really emotional, nice, beautiful, well-directed scenes, well-acted scenes. John Krasinski did a phenomenal job with this movie. And I can't wait. Like I said, he's going to be a big-time director now. I can't wait to see what he's going to do next. He's really talented. I've always liked this guy since The Office. I like kind of everything he's done. He seems like a cool, chilled guy. And I'm really happy that he's succeeding with his directing finally, and he's going to go to higher heights now. Get bigger budgets, I'm sure. But it's also a very intellectual movie in the sense of just what it's about. And some people talked about this. And, Krasinski was talking about how he took movies like Don't Breathe and Get Out. He liked the fact that they had social and societal commentary. They were part of his research while he was pregnant in A Quiet Place. And also, in addition, his film is a metaphor for parenthood. And that's one of the things that drew him to this film, in fact, was relationships between the parents and the kids. He compared the premise to the U.S. politics in 2018. This is what he said, a quote from Krasinski. I think in our political situation, that's what's going on now. You can close your eyes and stick your head into the sand, or you can try to participate in whatever's going on. You also cited Jaws as an influence about how the protagonist cop moved from New York to an island to avoid scary situations and was forced to encounter one in his new location with shark attacks. Interesting, yes. You know, it's it's just a great movie. Just what he was able to do was it was scary, it was emotional, but it made you think because it just made you think about kind of like what is a family? What is exactly a family? Like, is a family where your home is? Is your family your home in general? When a family member dies, is that family broken, or can that family still go on? And how far would you go for your family? And this movie really delves into that topic in a really, really great way, in a really great way, I should say, and with really nice, just emotional nuance and sensitivity. And that was one of the things I was really surprised about this film. It's very entertaining, it's very smart, and it's very emotional. The characters are also well written. That's another thing I really noticed, just really paying attention to this movie. I really thought that Krasinski had a great character. So did his wife, Emily Blunt. She's phenomenal in this movie. I'm not sure. I'd love to say this movie got nominated for, kind of like Get Out. Get Out surprised me with all of its nominations last year. It got one. Jordan Peele won Best Original Screenplay. He was nominated for Best Actor, Best Picture, and Best Director for Jordan Peele as well. Might have been nominated for a couple of awards too, but definitely those four. And that'd be fantastic if that happened, where Emily Blunt got her first nomination for Best Actress. Judge just got some nominations for Best Director, and one of the writers on the screenplay. The other writers would be Brian Woods and Scott Beck, and just got nominated for Best Actor or something like that as well. That in this movie, obviously Best Picture. That'd be fantastic if that actually happened. Who knows? The Academy seems to be a little bit more open now to horror movies after Get Out. But Get Out was more of a deconstruction. This seems to be more of along the lines of a classic horror film, if you will. But I highly recommend this movie. Like I said, it's an intellectual horror movie. I was just really surprised. I remember the end. After the end scene, I was like, "Wow, this was a dope movie. I would see it again too." I think this movie's really going extremely well at the box office. But I think it's going to do great in the weeks to come. It could be number one again next week. I know Isle of Dogs, I think, is going wide. So we'll have to see. That's a great movie too, obviously. But I can see this movie really having legs. Obviously, just being a horror movie, how horror movies do sell extremely well. And I think people go back anyway. But like when a movie's this good and it's a horror movie, I can see people going back 2 or 3 or 4 more times to just go and check this movie out. And it is that good. So thank you all for listening to this video. Go watch A Quiet Place. Please, like I said this before, this helps a lot. Just please like, please comment, please subscribe. Check out my web novel Orange and Blue, please. And also check out my Patreon.